You opened the IPO yesterday. So far, so good?
Yes, good morning. Great to talk to you here from Kampala. Yeah, we opened the offer after quite a while. It was approved by the CMA, and there's a lot of interest, obviously, in the offer. I think people who know Uganda know the growth that's going through the economy at the moment, and obviously, as a low voltage and medium voltage distributor of electricity, we're enjoying that growth. I suppose the real thing for us is that we have a very big customer base. The exciting thing is that 70% of our customers are very big customers like SAB Miller, MTN, people like Diageo and so forth. And many of these guys are manufacturing products or services, and they're experiencing huge growth at the moment, so we're enjoying that as well.
It looks like a very good investment case because historically the electricity supply has not been reliable. It looks like there's lots of growth potential in addition to those big customers that you talk about. Also, it's a monopoly. There's a barrier to entry. So if all goes well, these people could be making a lot of money down the line.
Well, yeah, I mean, the growth story is helped by the fact that the Bujagali Dam, which is a very, very successful project, commenced during the summer in actually June, and that's brought another 250 megawatts, slightly more than that, in fact, and that really has transformed the supply situation. So it's allowing us to forecast growth in earnings before interest, tax, and depreciation, which are up to $50 million, which is an increase of about $20 million. Sorry, about 20%. So it is a growth story, and I think it's destined to continue because only about 9 to 10% of homes are connected to the grid, and that's one area where there'll be expansion. But also, all of our big customers are exporting to Congo, they're exporting to South Sudan and to Kenya. And a lot of these economies are now oil-based, Sudan and Uganda, and also experiencing large growth in birth rates. So, you know, we have to house people and we've got to supply them with power.
So a growth story there, even better than I was suggesting for different reasons. Historically, power supply in Uganda has been erratic and unreliable. What have the problems been? I mean, you've got power generation, you've got distribution, you've got infrastructure, or you haven't got those things and you have degrees of reliability. What have been the problems, and does your offering of shares and therefore raising of capital give you a chance to fix those problems?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting you say that. I mean, you have a very eminent expert in Cape Town, Professor Ephart, and he actually did an analysis of many of the markets. He does peer reviews. And historically, Uganda, for industrial companies, has had more reliable power than, say, Kenya or Tanzania. So that's allowed the industrial base, which represents 70% of our customers, to really do extremely well over the last, say, 7 years. So we've seen growth rates of 19%. Last year there was a problem, and the problem was that the Bujagali Dam was supposed to come on stream, and we were left short of capacity. We only distributed power. So we had a problem last year, but overall the trend has been exceptionally good, and now we have excess capacity for the next 2 years. So as a distributor of power and as effectively the monopoly in our area, we're very well positioned. We distribute basically 99% of the power that's generated.
Just looking at the division of percentages in terms of your share issue, 20% for retail investors, 25% for institutional investors, 46% for foreign investors. Thinking behind that division?
Well, it's very exciting. I mean, our primary purpose in doing the IPO was to encourage our retail Ugandan-based customers because we wanted them to feel part of the utility. One of our key objectives we've been hugely successful with is driving down the amount of energy losses. And so the primary focus was to say, do a retail listing to encourage those people to buy in. There's huge excitement around that. And for our retail customers, there's a limited offer, but it's a 1 extra free share with 10. When we did that, we noticed that the institutional investors were hugely excited by the growth story of Uganda and of the utilities. So A lot of companies and I'm talking about funds in South Africa, in London, and in the States, expressed huge interest. And as a result, we allocated pools to those. And I'm glad to say that the international pool is already subscribed. The amount of cash in Uganda is limited. This offer attracts inward investment, which is directly in line with government policy. And I think the exciting thing is a lot of people who are now looking at this investment are also starting to look at other investments in Uganda as well. So that's the thinking behind it.